Well, hello, everyone. This is Deidre Kendrick with your Nurse Advocates on Health Chats Among Friends today. I have my beautiful co-host here, Sue Wallace. Sue.
Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
Well, awesome. Well, we're super excited tonight because we have a special guest from Canada. So this is so exciting. So I have Nicole Blais with GoSheNites.
Yes. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being here. And we were talking a little bit before. You said it's Thanksgiving there.
It is. It's Thanksgiving Day in Canada today. So we had a lovely dinner with some family. And now I have family cleaning up. So which allows me to be here with the two of you, which I'm grateful for.
I'm going to use that as an excuse next time.
That's right. I think that you worked that beautifully.
Yes, yes.
I did. Thanks, Sue.
So before we get into our talk, I'm just going to put a little blurb in here for our audience. These videos are pre-recorded. So by the time you guys see this, Thanksgiving will be gone and we'll all be fed and happy by the time this records. But I thank you, Nicole, for taking the time away to come and chat with us.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah, no, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity to spend some time with yourself, Deidre, and Sue as well. Thank you.
Awesome. So Nicole, tell us a little bit about Goshenite.
So Goshenite Senior Services is a company that I launched approximately about 6 years ago. My background is healthcare and not-for-profit. And when I worked in the healthcare, I worked specifically with seniors and their families. So this is how the business came to be, Goshenite Senior Services.
Wonderful. So what got you into that? What was your inspiration to start GoSheNites?
So I've always had a passion to helping the elderly in our community, and as well to be really engaged with the community. The way I see it is the elderly are the foundation of our community. It is extremely important to honor them and to be as much assistance as we can. We also seem to forget that there is a lot to learn from seniors. You know, seniors come in like different walks of life, whether that be a school teacher, a mother, a grandmother. All of those things play key roles in all of our lives, even today. So it's very important to, one, first honor them and obviously give them the respect they deserve.
Absolutely, because they walk the path we want to walk, right? So
that's correct.
Yeah.
You definitely can learn so much from them. And so what kind of services do you offer to the seniors?
So we I started with just a few services, and then over the years, obviously based on my experience and what seniors or adult children of seniors are looking for to assist them, whether they're here locally or in another community or another province in Canada. We say that we can assist them. It doesn't matter if they're not locally here, but for example, if they're wanting to transition and relocate to a new area or closer to their children, we've transitioned seniors from our community across Canada. So Edmonton, Fredericton, Timmins, which, you know, are not locally here. So we consider Goshenite is considered a hybrid model. And the reason for that is we have a variety of services that encompasses basically everything that they require, from a transportation service to transition relocation, downsizing, move management, content and estate sales. And we have just this year grown our business to provide personal support workers, RPNs, RNs, foot care, whether that be in the community or in a retirement setting or a long-term care setting. So this is something, I don't know, it's going on in Canada. We have definitely a crisis with personal support workers, not enough of them. Personal support workers can work in homes or in the community and long-term care homes. So our government has just recently launched a program where they would pay for anyone wanting to be a PSW, pay for all of their program to get them working in our long-term care facilities. So there's very much a need. So what GoSheNite does in that case, we supply what we call the overflow for some of these agencies that are short staffed. So we operate as a staffing agency where we provide PSWs or RPNs that are required for that facility. So it's been a good adventure. It is something that I wanted to do for the past 3 years. And so we have been able to attain a contract locally here with a long-term care facility and have been successful in assisting them to fill their staff shortages.
That is great. I wish our government would do something like that, because we are, as most places, because of COVID, we have had so many vacancies, and we are definitely short-staffed. And so perhaps if they would offer an incentive program, that would help us, get some new people and people that are interested in taking care of the senior population. So that's
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and I know we talked a bit, Sue and Deidre beforehand, and Sue was mentioning about companionship as well, and that is something that we do as well. So companions for medical appointments, we provide that for some of those facilities, as well as families, local families. What I saw basically was, if we have a client who is using a transportation service, that client can now have access to all of our services, which gives them like continuum of care, and they know who they're working with, they know who they're dealing with. It regards whether it's myself or someone in our office internally at headquarters. They get familiar, and then when they need something or the children contact us, they know that we offer all these services that are available for their family. So it makes it quite unique that they can use the same agency to have all these services provided for them.
One-stop shopping, that's what I call that.
I like that a lot. That makes it much easier on them than fragment it out to
Absolutely
agencies. So very good.
Yeah. We also publish the 50 Plus Lifestyle magazine, which is a hard copy magazine, and that's published by myself 4 times a year. And what will you find in the magazine? You can access that magazine later when I give you my contact information on our website. And the magazine offers you a variety of services and program across northeastern Ontario, not just in the area that we're located in, but it has educational columns to talk about different subjects that might be of interest to seniors or their families. And tagged onto that, we offer once a year a 50 Plus Seniors Expo in our community. And the magazine and the expo is entirely free to anybody who wants to attend it. And at that point in time, that's when they will discover new services, whether it be about healthcare, finances, travel. We have some seniors that are still very active and are still traveling and stuff, but maybe are missing some information about travel, etc., especially during a pandemic time or after the pandemic. What's the new rules? What insurance do we require? Do we require other insurance than just the basic insurance when traveling? So that has been very helpful post COVID, when we had the expos before.
Well, this is awesome, because you thought of nearly every single thing or aspect that a senior will need. You have so many resources. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you're thinking of coming to the United States, is that correct?
That is correct, Sue. We just before COVID, we had worked with a company actually from the US in preparing our franchise model for Canada and the US. So we had accomplished all of that. We were set to go in May of 2020 to launch the franchises across Canada and US. And then, with COVID, we had to put the brakes on.
Yeah.
So we have done so. We have attended a couple of virtual shows in Canada in the early stages of COVID. And for me, I find it a little bit difficult when you're doing a virtual show opposed to, standing in a grand room or an area where they're actually having a franchise show. And
Right.
so you don't have that one-on-one contact with the people you're coming across and who want to know more about your business and how does this all work. So we basically put it on hold. We're hoping in 2022 to attend at least 2 shows in Canada and hopefully 1 in the US.
Oh, that'd be
That's
nice.
good because they do have, my niece is quite active in the Franchise Association.
Oh, is
and
that right?
They do have a couple of shows in the United States, a large ones. So I'll have to keep
Yeah.
in mind and let you know what those
Oh,
are.
that would be great, Sue. Thank you.
You're
Thank
Now, when
you.
you say you're expanding to Texas and Florida, what part of Texas? Because you know how big Texas is.
I know how big it is. So I'm actually working with another division of the Canadian government, and where it's called CanX, and it will support any type of business that you want to grow into the US.
Mhm.
And so there are specific areas that they are working in that if we qualify for it's actually a grant that they would give us. And it depends on exactly what you're doing for the amount of the grant. They vary between 25 and 50,000. So we have just started that process, and they had said to me, what you're asking, Deidre, where would you like to grow? So my husband and I are avid Southerners. When the winter hits here, we like to go to Florida. We generally go to Cape Coral or Fort Myers, Naples, those areas where there is a lot of seniors. A lot of
Yes,
seniors.
and there
So,
are a lot of seniors in
So,
Florida.
Florida, those areas would come as great interest to us, as well as in Texas. So we did think Dallas and Houston, and those have been presented to my contact with CanX with the Canadian government. So we're slowly waiting for when the proposal can get submitted and stuff, but they're telling me within, 6 to 8 weeks, we'll be able to submit something. So, and what that'll allow us to do is do the franchise shows in the US, et cetera, and work with some potential, I don't know what they call them in the US, but what we call them here in Canada are associates to help you sell your franchise in Canada. So I will be able to partner with some people in the US to assist and be consultants or brokers of some sort for our franchises in the US.
Oh, well, definitely when you're ready for that. Sue and I are pretty well enthralled in the Fort Worth community and expanding a little bit to Dallas, but it kind of meshes together. So we would love,
Right.
Be able to get you introduced to some people in the community here. It's
Oh,
all
that would be great.
helping one another, right? It's all about.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, I just love the fact that your government is being so proactive in trying to help new business expand to different areas and even offering some, rewards for doing so. So
Yeah.
that is great because that's what we need. We just need ideas. You strike me as just an idea person, and I love that because
Oh,
just
thank you.
you love seniors and you just want to do all the things that there's so many needs that they have, and you seem to be reaching out to most of those needs, and I really do admire you. So
Thank you. Thank you. I really feel like this is my calling in life. When I'm impressed with, the how would you say, the path or the journey that, has been set before me, and I am accompanied by the Lord and stuff. And I think it's very important to do service for others. And for me, it was impressed to work with seniors, and I love what I do. I don't consider it a job. When you're speaking to families and the children of the elderly and they're, having difficulty navigate through the healthcare system, or they don't know how to apply for, for their loved one to be in a long-term care facility, they don't even know where to turn. And then if they're not from here, that even makes it more difficult. So when they bring in a consultant such as myself that help them navigate that, they are very, very grateful for all that we do.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
And you're right. They don't know where to turn when something like that. And it just happens. I mean, that's the way life happens. And they're just going along and everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, bam, something happens to mom or dad. And it just makes them automatically a caregiver, and sometimes a 24/7 caregiver. And that's where my heart is too, is with our caregivers, because unfortunately, it's so taxing on them that we're losing our caregivers before we're losing the person that they're caring for. And so I think it's very important that we not only help our seniors, but we help the ones that are helping them.
Right.
So that's, just something that's near and dear to my heart. And both of us join you because this is our chosen path. I was not a social worker. I was not a nurse, but God just picked me and long ago to work with seniors. And so it's just, it is my purpose. And so I'm happy to know that purpose, because a lot of people are wanting to find that, but I have definitely found mine. And I can tell you that this girl has found hers. She's a wonderful advocate for people and can teach people on many levels because of her education in nursing.
Absolutely.
Things like that. She's phenomenal. So maybe we'll just make a really good team, all three of us.
That's
here.
right. Right.
I believe so, and I know so. I think, when you have, you can't do it alone, right?
Yeah.
The more who work together and collaboratively brings for better service to those that we care about.
Yes,
That is.
It's about resource sharing, and so that's why I'm so grateful to have you on here tonight, because it's important to know these resources are out there, but people don't know about them, so it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sue, I agree with you 100%. When you talked about if a loved one is hurt, or, an elderly couple is together and then one has a fall and is in the hospital but can't return home, and I'm sure you've both experienced, that initial call where they're just so anxious on the other end of the phone, and as soon as you start talking and giving them some direction and stuff, they're like, you can just sense that stress coming down, and then they're like, okay, so now I'm working with you and I've made a friend in you, and maybe you can assist me in doing all of these things. And absolutely we can.
Right,
That's
absolutely.
right.
And it's about, helping the community as a whole. It's not, I'm your competitor, she's my competitor, you're our competitor.
That's right.
What can we do together? Because there are at least 10,000 baby boomers coming into the healthcare system. And I want to say it was like either a day or a month or something like that, still astronomical.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh my Lord, that is a lot, and I'm not too far from that, what we consider senior age in Canada. I don't know what it is in the US, but
it is 86. The more experience I get, the further up the age is.
I always said, so in Canada here, we have what we call a Shoppers Drug Mart. So it would be equivalent to, I'm trying to think of a pharmaceutical company in the US anyhow. So they have senior shopping day, and it's like, so what do you consider a senior? Well, it's 55 over here. So I'm like, oh, okay, great. But then,
that's what it is.
I qualify for the discount.
no.
But you know that whenever I started a personal assistance service company in 1994, we didn't know what to do with that, okay? Because we hadn't, I thought it was on the fringes of healthcare. So, but now, just in Tarrant County alone, we have over 40 of those agencies.
Right.
And so,
Wow.
and they're, it changes, it's very fluid. And so it's, many of them are franchise.
Okay, yeah, right. But still, I mean, it's still good, right?
That's right.
That just demonstrate the needs.
There's so
Um,
many, yes, you're correct on that. There's
Right.
so many needs out there. There's plenty of work for everybody, I
Mhm,
promise.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's just to see that, I was on the other end before the tsunami actually hit of,
right.
of all the baby boomers like Deidre is talking about. And so, but it was just amazing when it started, and we're going to have a lot of baby boomers as they age. They're going to be more, they're going to question more.
Yeah.
They're different than the seniors that we care for now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I did a presentation on Baby Boomers 101 because
Okay.
there's kind of two separate groups of baby boomers. And so, you have to identify what their needs are and be able to meet their needs. But
Right.
it's totally different than what we have been caring, the age group that we've been caring for so long. And so
Yes.
it's going to be an interesting journey ahead of us. So,
Right.
Yeah. And like you say, Sue, there is enough business even in our community here for 10 agencies or 15 agencies. It just, that's the demand.
That's right.
We're an aging population, and it doesn't matter how you look at it. I mean, some of our challenges as an agency is how do you accommodate the rural areas, right?
Yes.
It's very challenging. I mean, we've been able to accommodate some, but we can't accommodate them all. We could get a call where someone is in need that's like 3 to 4 hours north of us. We will do our best, and I do work with 2 other agencies very closely that are subcontractors to GoSheNite. But even at that, it still is something that, is it done through computer, but then, not all seniors are able to work with seniors or tablets or anything like that.
That's
So,
my soapbox right there.
so
Yes.
it's something that,
sometimes their caregivers want them to do more than they want to do. I'll put it that way.
yes,
They
yes,
want them to be computer savvy, and they're not, and they're probably not going to do it.
And that's
So
right.
cases, but there's some that, they really want to learn some of the skills.
yes, yes,
And I think it opened the door because they now use computers to talk to their grandchildren, and they can use FaceTime and Zoom and
yeah,
all these other things. And so, maybe that door gets opened a little bit further. We can certainly help with some things like that. So, I mean, it's certainly endless opportunities. I'll put it that way. So
absolutely, absolutely.
blessing it has been for me to be able to do it all these years. So
Yeah,
very proud of
absolutely.
that. So anyway,
Well, what a blessing it is to be able to chat with you tonight. So is there a tentative time? You said maybe 2022 when you'll be
Launching in the US, yes. And
yes.
I'm hoping by next year, by this time, we'll have had, done at least 1 show, possibly 2, in regards to franchising in the US. And then from there, I just, see it growing exponentially in other states as well.
Absolutely. I think that is going to be amazing. So again, this is Nicole Blais with GoSheNites. And
Yeah.
what is the best way for someone to get in touch with you when they want to find out more about your services and your launch to the US?
Yeah, so they can access our website at www.GoSheNiteServices.com. or you can reach me by email through my website, or by my email address is Nicole, Nicole, at GoSheNiteServices.com. And I'll just spell Goshenite because a lot of people have a different idea of how it should be spelled. But I always say the easiest way is just think Go, She, and Night. So GOSHENITE services with an S.com, or definitely by telephone by calling the area code 705-698-5318.
Awesome.
That's great. Well, it's been so lovely to meet you, and I look forward to seeing your company launch here in the United States. And you have so many great ideas. I think it will be something that we can all learn from.
And
So
I
thank
love
you.
it. It's under one umbrella, so one-stop shopping. So
Absolutely, that hybrid model, and yes. So I would like to thank yourself, Deidre, for coordinating this and allowing me to be part of your show today, and your guest, as well as meeting the lovely Sue, and who has a wealth of information. I can tell just by our conversation pre the show. But both of you, I feel very honored and blessed to have been a guest with both of you this evening. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you everyone for tuning in to Health Chats Among Friends, where we bring you reputable resources from your local communities. Tune in next time for another amazing chat with another amazing guest. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great evening.
All righty.
Talk soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.